Hello, students. We have been reading chapter 6. In part 1 and 2, we have completed pages up to 34. Let's recapitulate, then we'll read further. We have been reading, or we read, that the story is about Ebright, Richard Ebright, the very famous scientist who gave the theory how cells work. His mother had been always a help to him. That really helped him to become a very famous scientist because he was always there to support him in his new ventures. From the very childhood, he started taking interest in science. In class 2, he collected 25 species of butterflies. Then his mother presented him a book, and that proved to be a turning point of his life. He read one book, The Travels of Monarch, and since then, he never looked back. We got to know that he took part in one competition where he presented frog tissues under a microscope, but he lost that competition. Since then, he realized that he has to do something real. Let's read from page number 35. In part 1 and 2, we read that Ebright understood that real science would help him to become successful. In class 7 only he understood that he has to do something real because he lost that competition while others won the competition. Already the competitive spirit that drives Richard Ebright was appearing. He was having that competition spirit. I knew that for the next year's fair, I would have to do a real experiment. So one thing he made clear in his mind that he has to do real experiment for the coming next year's competition. I knew that he could do it. He said, the subject I knew most was the insect work. He had been collecting butterflies, etc. since his childhood, so he knew that he could better work in related to insects. So what he did, he wrote to Dr. Urquhart for ideas. You remember who was Dr. Urquhart, for whom he tagged butterflies. And there came a stack of suggestion, means a lot of suggestions were given by Dr. Urquhart to Ebright for his experiments. Those kept Ebright busy all through the high school and led to prize projects. So Ebright did those experiments which were suggested by Dr. Urquhart, and then he got so many prizes in country and international science fair. For his 8th class project, Ebright tried to find the cause of viral disease that kills nearly all monarch caterpillar every few years. There was one conception that monarch butterfly caterpillars are killed due to a viral disease, but many of the people say that disease was caused due to beetles. If monarch butterfly would be kept along with beetles, they would catch a disease, and that would be a viral disease, and the monarch caterpillars would be killed. So to prove this, what Ebright did, I didn't get any real result. He tried to raise caterpillars in the presence of beetles. So what he did, he kept butterflies and beetles together, but there was no viral disease found in the butterflies. I went ahead and showed that same experiment in the county fair, and that time he won. Because why he won? Whether the research was successful, whether the experiment was successful or not, it does not matter. What matters was that actually he did something real. He tried to prove that monarch caterpillars were not getting that disease from beetles. If they would be getting that disease would be from beetles, when they were put together, they would have got it. तो उसने बड़े अच्छे से इसको प्रेजेंट करने की सोची। उसने बीटल्स और बटरफ्लाइज को एक जगह पे रखा। इट वॉज क्रिस्टल क्लियर कि अगर बटरफ्लाइज को वो डिजीज़ बीटल से होती है तो उन्हें हो जाती, पर ऐसा नहीं हुआ। सो somehow he proved that कि monarch caterpillars did not get that disease from beetles. The next year, his county science fair project was testing the theory that viceroy butterflies copy monarch. Viceroy is a species of butterfly. Monarch is another species of butterfly. So there was one theory कि जो वाइसराय बटरफ्लाई होती है वो मोनार्क बटरफ्लाई को कॉपी करती है. सॉरी, दैट इज मोनार्क एंड दिस इज वाइसरॉय. अब ये बटरफ्लाई, वाइसरॉय बटरफ्लाई मोनार्क बटरफ्लाई को क्यों कॉपी करेगी? पर्टिकुलरली कोई रीज़न तो होगा ही. अब जनरली लोग ये कहते थे कि ये बटरफ्लाई इस बटरफ्लाई को इसलिए कॉपी करती है बिकॉज दिस बटरफ्लाई इज़ नॉट ईटन बाय बर्ड्स. इट डज़ नॉट टेस्ट गुड टू बर्ड्स, और बर्ड्स इनको नहीं खाते. इसीलिए वाइसराय बटरफ्लाई दिखने में इनको कॉपी करना शुरू कर देते हैं सो दैट बर्ड्स वुड नॉट ईट देम. द नेक्स्ट ईयर हिज साइंस project was testing the theory that viceroy butterfly copy monarchs. The theory was that viceroys look like monarchs because monarchs don't taste good to birds and birds don't eat them. Viceroy on the other hand do taste good to birds, that's why they were eaten by birds. Ebride project was to see whether in fact birds would eat monarch. He found that a starling is a bird, would not eat ordinary bird food. He would eat all the monarchs. जब उसने कुछ birds के सामने monarch butterflies रखी तो it was crystal clear that they were eating. The bird was eating monarch butterflies as well. तो उसमें कोई रीज़न ही नहीं है इनका ये कॉपी करने का कि birds इनको नहीं खाते. ठीक है, क्योंकि monarch butterflies were also eaten by that bird when Ebride served it. It would eat all the monarchs it could get. Said later, research by other people showed that viceroys probably do copy monarch. This project was placed first in zoology division and third all over in the county science fair. So just look at the understanding of Ebride from the first defeat when he took part in the county science fair in class 7. He lost it, but since then whatever he was doing he was getting success because he understood the fact that if he wants to win he has to do something real. Then he presented this project of viral disease and then this project of monarch and viceroy butterflies, and he kept on winning many prizes. In his second year in high school, Ebride began the research that led to the discovery of unknown insect hormone. Indirectly, it also led to his new theory on the life of cells. Actually, Ebride started working on a hormone of insect that led him to how cells work. उसका प्रोजेक्ट कुछ और था लेकिन इवेंचुअली उसे एक नई थ्योरी मिल गई हाउ सेल्स वर्क. प्रोजेक्ट था दैट ही वाज वर्किंग ऑन insect hormones. The question he tried to answer was simple. What is the purpose of 12 tiny gold spots on a monarch pupa? monarch butterflies के बॉडी पर 12 स्पॉट्स थे. ठीक है, वर दे जस्ट ऑर्नामेंटल? क्या वो सिर्फ डेकोरेशन के लिए थे? भगवान ने उसे अच्छा दिखने के लिए वो 12 स्पॉट्स बनाए थे, या उसका कोई पर्पस भी है? जैसे हमारी बॉडी में डिफरेंट ऑर्गन्स हैं, डिफरेंट सेल्स हैं और डिफरेंट हार्मोन्स भी हैव, दे हैव डिफरेंट फंक्शंस. हमारी बॉडी पार्ट्स सिर्फ हमें अच्छा दिखने के लिए नहीं है. We have these organs have different functions as well. So Ebride wanted to prove whether their spots, the 12 tiny spots, had some functions or they were just decorative. Everyone assumed that sports were just ornamental. Ornamental means decorative. सब लोगों को यही लगता था कि वो sports जो हैं, जो वो points हैं, those were just ornamental, those were just decorative. But Dr. Urquhart did not believe it. He felt that those tiny spots had different functions for the body of monarch butterflies. So Ebright put on to work. To find the answer, Ebright and other excellent science students first had to build a device that showed that spots were producing a hormone necessary for the butterfly full development. एक्चुअली में जो वो स्पोर्ट्स थे ना उसकी बॉडी पे, उनसे एक ऐसा हार्मोन प्रोड्यूस होता था जिससे बटरफ्लाई की ग्रोथ होती थी. दे वर नॉट जस्ट डेकोरेटिव. द प्रोजेक्ट वन एब्राइट फर्स्ट प्लेस इन द काउंटी फेयर एंड ही ऑल्सो गॉट एंट्री to the International Science and Engineering Fair. There he won third place for zoology. He also got a chance to work during the summer at the entomology laboratory at Walter Reed Army Institute of Research. अब देखो उसको कितने opportunities मिल रही थी. He won the prizes. He got entry into another fair. He got the chance to work in most advanced laboratory, which is Walter Reed Army Institute of Research. As a high school junior, Richard Ebright continued his advanced experiment on the monarch pupa. So you can see that most of the experiments were related to butterflies. This year, his project won first place at the International Science Fair. He gave him another chance to work in the Army laboratory during the summer. So this way, Ebright never looked back. He kept on achieving success. There was a chain of success. He kept on experiment. He never stopped himself with one success. He was never satisfied. He was always eager to do more and more. He was always eager to learn more and more. I hope you understood up to here. So tomorrow we'll read further.